Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music. I want to talk about how you can play a song called Anaconda by Nicki Minaj. And there's these really cool licks actually that kind of kick things off, and actually you kind of hear this kind of recurring through the tune, where you can kind of take 6th fret on the G string and kind of do that as a slide. Kind of play 6 and just let it slide into nothing. And then we kind of do that same idea. And what I'm doing sliding into nothing is kind of getting the slide sound and then lifting my finger just a little bit to kill the sound randomly. So that way I can kind of get a slide, but it doesn't really go anywhere. And then from there, then we kind of play the 6. I'm doing this 4th finger, so the 6th fret on the G, 6th fret on the G, and then 6th fret on the G, back to 3rd on the G, 4th on the G, 5th on the G. It's a little chromatic thing. And then another 6, and then we kind of come back with the 3, 4, 5, but it can be kind of quick, and you may want to try that as a hammer-on. Kind of doing a 3rd fret on the G and kind of putting down 2 with enough force to carry the sound to 4th. Kind of putting 3 down to carry the sound to 5th fret. Kind of a double hammer-on idea. And then kind of going back to the 6 on the G. So that can be kind of cool just to kind of kick it off. Kind of that 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kind of an idea. And then you'll hear this cool little bass line come in where you can play 4th fret on the A. We do that 3 times, and then go 2nd on the D string, and then open D twice, and then back to 2 on the D, and then open D, and then we kind of repeat that. So kind of working 4, 4, 4, 2, 0, 0, 2, 0, 4, 4, 4, 2, 0, 0, 2, 0, 4, 4, 4, 2, 0, 0, 2, 0. It's kind of this cool little lick through the tune. Or you could kind of play around with that idea a little bit higher actually, and this could be kind of cool if you want to turn it into a 2-part. You could play 2nd fret on the B string 3 times for that same C sharp note that we were doing on the A string, and then play open E, and then 3rd fret on the B, and then open E, and then back to 3 on the B string. So I'm actually playing the same notes we just did in the other bass line, but now a little bit higher. So it's kind of a C sharp, and then open E, and then 3 on the B, and then open E, and then back to 3 on the B. So we kind of dig on playing it a little bit higher too. 2, 2, 2, 0, 3, 3, 0, 3, 2, 2, 2, 0, 3, 3, 0, 3. Or you could throw in a bass note for that. This can be kind of cool too. You could play 3rd on the A string, that C sharp note, with the 1st finger on the B string 2nd fret at the same time to kick it off. And I'm doing that finger style, so I'm using my thumb for my bass and then kind of my fingers for the other notes of the lick. Might be kind of a cool way to kind of approach it. You could also try that hybrid picking, doing the pick with the thumb and the index and then kind of using fingers for the other notes of the lick. So that'd be definitely something to practice too. But that could be a cool way to kind of work that through the tune too, and you'll hear that as kind of a recurring lick through the verse and the chorus. And randomly, the chord that would back that up would be a C sharp minor chord. And the way you play C sharp minor, normally you take 1st finger as a bar on 4th fret. We'll talk about some easier options here too if we want to try and avoid bar chords. But then 2 goes on the B string 4th fret, 3rd finger on the D string 6th fret, and the pinky on the G string 6th fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a C sharp minor chord that sounds really, really sad. Now on C sharps in general, it can be kind of, C sharp minor chords, it can be kind of cool to lift the pinky too. Make that a C sharp minor 7, which can be very, very cool. Or you could even take the pinky and add it in on the high E on the 7th fret for a C sharp minor 7. Another option is to make it a smaller chord. If you want to avoid bar chords, you can use a C sharp 5 power chord by doing 1st finger on the A 4th fret, 3rd finger on the D on the 6th fret, and if you strum the A and the D string, that sounds a C sharp 5 power chord. That sounds really, really heavy actually. And actually that could even be kind of cool on the lick actually. You could use the C sharp 5 and then randomly, if you slid that up to 7th and 9th fret, that's an E5 power chord. And then if you took that shape and slid it down 2 frets, that would be a D5 power chord. So you could even take that bass line and kind of that C sharp, E, D, D, E, D, C sharp, E, D, D, E, D. If you wanted to make that a little bit thicker, you could kind of even work that as a power chord idea. Or there's some other strumming options. You could work just kind of a down idea, kind of through that. Da, 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 kind of follow more the bass line. Or you could work the chord with a strum pattern. Now, if you still want kind of a little bit sweeter sound, I guess, from the chord, you could take a bar chord. This is kind of a cool cheat in general. And a lot of times, if you want a smaller version of that chord, you could take just what happens on the skinnier strings. So you could even do first finger on the high E 4th fret, second finger on the G string or B string 5th fret, third finger on the G 6th fret. It's kind of a little piece of that bar chord shape. And if you strum just the G, B, and E, it's like a little C sharp minor. Or you could put the third finger on the D6, pinky on the G6, kind of make that a little bit thicker. So you can kind of dig on that if you're just kind of starting out and want to avoid the bars, or looking for some smaller versions of the chord. But it definitely does sound really good. It's kind of that full bar. So if we tried a couple other strumming options there, you could do just the down idea. You may want to try playing around with adding some muting to that. I'm kind of taking the flat of my right hand, laying it down on top of the saddle to kind of get a little muted quality. Or one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So take the C sharp minor, just tried that a lot. You have down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, something else I like to add is a bass note. So you can even use the A string for your bass note on that chord, and then do your down, up, down, up, bass, down, up, down, up, bass, down, up, down, up, bass, down, up, down, up. Now for myself, if you get really excited and you want to go really, really quick on this, actually, you could use a 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you're tapping your foot to the beat, right now we're dividing that beat into 2 parts that are down, down, up, down, up. Kind of a 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's called an 8th note. What a 16th note is where you divide that into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of my favorite 16th note strum patterns is a long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down. And what I mean by that is if you take the C sharp minor and do a down for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you'd be doing on the first beat. Then on the second beat, you do a down on 1, down on 2, or down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So kind of a down, down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down. And then on the third beat, you do it up on 2, down on 3. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down. And then on the last beat, we're going down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So all together, you got down. Basses, you can add in basses to that and make it a bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, or a bass, bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, or a bass, bass, down, down, up, bass, down, up, down, all the cool variations. You can take that and kind of mix it up a little bit. Kind of back up your voice that way. Or the easiest way out is probably that C sharp 5 power chord, or working the strumming on the smaller C sharp minor would be very cool too. So there's lots of ways you can kind of take it and mix it up. Randomly, a slightly jazzier C sharp minor chord if you want to jazz this up a little bit. You could do a C sharp minor 9 by doing first finger on the D 1st fret, second finger on the A 4th fret, that's a stretch, and then third finger over the G, B, and E string, it's kind of a little bar, and your bass would still be on the A string, so kind of dig on that. Too, just to kind of experiment with some other sounds. And we'll basically be repeating that until we get to kind of our chorus tag. Right after the chorus, you'll kind of hear a lot of those licks come back, and then you'll kind of hear the bass change. And when the bass change happens, all of a sudden we're on an open E note. And you could work just the open E, or you could work the E major chord. And we play E major. First finger goes to the G on the 1st fret, second finger on the A 2nd fret, and third finger on the D 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an E major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now, other options, you could use the open E and the A string together and kind of get an E5 power chord. Or you could take the first finger and go to A on the 7th fret, third finger on the D 9th fret, or an E5, and kind of work it that way. Or, well, since we're just dealing with this one chord, you could even do this as a 7th fret bar, third finger with the D, G, and B. You can work that for an E major chord. It can be very cool. Or randomly, when I'm on the regular E major, sometimes I'll take the pinky and kind of add it in on the G 4th or 2nd fret, adding a 4th of the chord to it. So that's called E sus, kind of 2nd fret, 2nd fret, 2nd fret. So sometimes that can be cool, even taking that chord and then adding that into it. If you're just kind of playing it out, kind of playing around with it a little bit. Or you can stay on the power chord, and you can use any of those strummings we were talking about. Down, up, down, work for that chorus tag. Or if you're digging on the bass, down, up, down, up. Or if you're digging on the 16th, really quick, kind of 16th feel. And we do that 7 times, and randomly then we almost kind of kill the strings at the end. And then you may want to just throw your hand at the strings. Down, down, up, down, up, kill it. Or randomly you could even make that just a big E hit. That might be kind of cool too. And then from there you'll hear all those licks kind of coming back, actually kind of that 6, 6. And sometimes we get abbreviated ideas of those licks we were talking about. Or you can even bring back kind of all around that C sharp minor idea. Now randomly, this is just a strange aside, but if you're like, I hate bar chords, absolutely, completely hate bar chords, and you're like, and I really just want to strum along with it, and I don't really care about the licks necessarily, you could kind of grab a capo, if you have a capo. Hold on, let me get a capo. So another way to play this song actually would be doing this as a capo on 4th fret, randomly, and instead of doing the C sharp minor the way that we were doing it as a bar chord, you could use an A minor chord shape, where you do first finger on the B 1st fret, second finger on the D 2nd, third finger on the G 2nd. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. Now around A minors, it can be kind of cool to lift the first finger and add an A suspended 2nd, or you could add in the pinky on the B string on the 4th fret or 3rd fret. Well, it would have been 3rd fret. It's really 7th fret. To get an A suspended chord, so you can kind of say some things around the chord. Or you could lift off the 3rd finger and make it an A minor 7. Or you could add in the pinky on the high E on the 7th fret for an A minor 7. So randomly, it's the same chord, it's still C sharp minor, but now I'm kind of working the capo so that I don't have to work as hard. And your bass note would still be on the A string for that note. So that would be kind of a cool possibility. Or randomly we'd basically be repeating that until we get to kind of that E major idea. And the E major you could play as a C major shape by doing first finger on the B 1st fret, second finger on the D 2nd, third finger on the A 3rd, it's really 7th fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a C major chord that sounds really happy. Now you may also dig on lifting off the first finger, make that a C major 7. Or you could add the pinky in on the B 7th fret and kind of make that a C major 9 and kind of say some things around the C. And that could be kind of a cool way to kind of work it actually. You could have all your licks, and actually a lot of these, well, it's like how far it's going to go. Actually, the main lick would actually work out with the capo. You could do it open A to 3rd fret on the A, to 1st fret on the A, back to 3rd fret on the A, back to 1st fret on the A. So that might be kind of a cool way to work it too. So you can get that same kind of sound, but now kind of working it with the capo idea. Downs and kind of try and work that around the A sus 2. Might be kind of a cool way to kind of work it too. Or you can just kind of work the strumming, or adding and subtracting things around the chords. You can kind of get some cool licks going on around those too. And we basically be repeating that until we get to our chorus tag where we're back on our E. chord, I'm playing C shape. And that stop at the end where you may want to kind of just kill the strings. So that's a couple different possibilities actually to kind of play through Anaconda by Nicki Minaj. So good luck.